Hi, my name is Tom, the retired gas station owner. I have a question people haven't thought about. Joe Biden promises, actually guarantees, that within 6 months of Barack Obama being elected, we will be subject to a world crisis created to test Mr. Obama's mettle. I believe we are already in a world crisis brought about by the Democrats under Bill Clinton, who in 1995, with the help of Chris Dodd and Barney Frank, set up Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Old Chris Dodd and Barney Frank went on to loosen the regulations controlling Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to insist that banks loan a percentage of their total mortgages to people who couldn't afford them. And if they did not loan these mortgages, they would be subject to the full impact of the federal government, whatever that means. Subsequently, they were warned by Robert Reich, Secretary of Labor under Bill Clinton, and he points out that he had left office by the time this was put into effect. Alan Greenspan at first thought it was a good thing to do, and then when he saw what was happening, that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were having no control over them whatsoever, he was against it. His words went unheeded. What happened was Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, operating as a quasi-government agency, bought all the mortgages from these banks, packaged them together, and offered them for sale to mutual funds, hedge funds, investors, and they were bought with the thinking that they were backed by the United States government, so why not? What do you have to lose? A chance to make money with a federally backed asset. People around the world also invested. Big investment banks in Europe, Germany, France, England, all invested in them. Why? Because they were supposedly backed by the United States government. Alan Greenspan tried without success to have rules put in place. They just ignored him. John McCain tried several times to have rules put into place, and every time they brought the rules up to put the clamps down on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they were bypassed and blocked by Chris Dodd and Barney Frank and that gang. And I say gang because they profited better than Al Capone could have ever imagined by getting hundreds of thousands of dollars given to them by the companies that unscrupulously work with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, Countrywide Mortgage being one of them. They feathered their own nests. So there was no way they were going to put controls on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And now all of a sudden we're in a worldwide crisis created by the Democrats' greed and money, big money being passed around. I can't imagine how Barack Obama, after being in the United States Senate for like 2.5 or 3 years, I think he was only there like 100 days before he started to run for president of the United States, he's the second largest recipient of money generated by companies dealing with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, this Countrywide Mortgage and so forth. And do we really want another worldwide crisis created by the Democrats when Biden guarantees it's going to happen? We can't even figure our own way out of the mess we're in now. And the Democrats, the foxes are in charge of the hen house. And I don't see any way out other than to get rid of the foxes. And I hope that John McCain would hire Rudy Giuliani as Attorney General and perp walk these people out when he finds where their money came from and follow the money trail. Follow the money trail. It'll lead right back to these guys, and I want to see them put in cuffs and put in jail and thrown out of the Congress. They shouldn't be in charge of writing any laws that affect you and me. Thanks for listening.